Inside Tom Aspinall's training camp, the energy is electric. Every strike, every grapple, every round of sparring is driven by one mission: to completely dominate Ciryl Gane at UFC 321.
For Tom Aspinall, you said you don't really care about the belts, you really want to prove you're the best. Is there any other fighter in the heavyweight division that you feel you need to beat to prove that you are the best, other than Ciryl Gane?
Yeah, there's lots of guys, man, but I'm the kind of guy who doesn't look past my opponent. I'm very, very serious about this fight. I've been training for the last year without a break. I've had absolutely no breaks. I'm much better now than I was in my last fight, and I want to show that. But as far as other heavyweights and stuff, right now that doesn't really interest me. John Jones is retired, so I don't really have much to say on that, to be honest. So I'm fighting this guy, and this guy's really good, so I'll be as ready as I can be.
The British heavyweight sensation has stayed quiet in the media, but behind the scenes, his training has been nothing less than relentless. This isn't just another matchup. It's a defining moment that will shape Tom Aspinall's legacy.
Next week, we'll catch a little bit of sparring footage. Not too much. I'm not going to be showing too much off before you may criticise us, get on there and say, don't show all you sparring. Don't look, we show you what we want to show you. We put out what people want to see and what we want people to see. So if there are mistakes in the sparring, which there will be, it's because we want you to see them. So.
Final sparring of the camp, the final heavy spar anyway of the camp. Just going to get into it with the boys in a minute.
Here we got
Ante, Modestus and Big Martin. All have specific roles in the sparring, all bring specific things they're very good at, so getting a bit of everything today.
We finally got Tom Aspinall, Ciryl Gane. Chill, we've been screaming about this Tom Aspinall, Ciryl Gane for a long time. UFC 321, Tom minus 325, Gane plus 260. We finally got the fight, but the world doesn't seem to believe, Chael, that it's a close fight. And I don't really agree with that line. I think this fight is much closer. Tom Aspinall minus 325, Ciryl Gane plus 265.
If Tom Aspinall loses to Ciryl Gane, the heavyweight division is absolutely cooked. The heavyweight division in the UFC is already hanging on by thin ice at the moment. Legitimately, the only good fight that's interesting that I'm actually excited for in this division is Tom Aspinall versus Ciryl Gane. Everyone is already expecting Tom Aspinall to beat Ciryl Gane, but what if he doesn't? We all built up this image of Tom Aspinall as the only person that could defeat John Jones. Gun to your head right now, name 10 heavyweight UFC fighters. If you're like me, you probably only got to 5. It's just not a marketable division right now, and the stakes for Tom Aspinall in this fight are just so extremely high because he has so much hype going for him right now. And if Ciryl Gane beats Tom Aspinall, I am not ready for the absolute Twitter rant that John Jones is going to have. I do not want John Jones to be validated like this. None of us do. You just know he's going to have the biggest I told you so moment if Tom does lose.
Who's next big heavyweight star?
Tom Aspinall, the guy who just won the interim title. He's phenomenal. And he is, again, the next advancement of the evolution of the sport.
How so?
Well, because he can do everything. That guy's got elite jiu-jitsu. He's got elite takedowns. His striking is outstanding. I mean, he knocked out Sergey, who's the scariest fucking striker in all of MMA.
Yeah.
And he knocked him out in the first round. And the way he did it was just picture perfect. And he did it with a fucked up back. He fucked his back up and wasn't able to train. He only got the fight call 2 weeks before the event.
I was just going to say, right?
Yeah.
Like
he couldn't train.
He couldn't train.
He just went out there and fought. I knew Aspinall was going to have a speed advantage because he's faster than any heavyweight.
Yeah.
And that's something that his coach drilled into him when he was young.
Speed.
Like, be fast. Like, you got to be fast. That's what's going to separate you from everybody else.
Speed kills.
Speed. And he's a giant dude, 260 plus pounds, but he moves like a fast young guy. Yeah. And he's also just so well-rounded. And he's just beginning.
Yeah.
I mean, that was really the first big test.
Sources within Aspinall's camp say the entire focus has been on one key element: pressure. They understand that Ciryl Gane is among the most elusive heavyweights in the game, always on the move, always slipping away from danger. But that's exactly what Tom has been training to neutralize. He has been relentlessly working on cutting off the cage, trapping Gane's footwork, and forcing close-range exchanges where his speed and power become deadly. His team has even brought in top-level striking specialists, heavyweights who mirror Gane's slick, evasive movement, to perfectly simulate the challenge ahead.
Feeling, well, you can never replicate what happens in fight, but we try our best to get as close to fight ready as possible while training safe. So what I mean, there's obviously like 4 massive guys in the room, and we're going hard. So there's only so many times you can do this kind of sparring with it being safe. So I usually do like 3 or 4 of these a camp. So there's the last one.
One more with Modestus.
One more round with Modestus. Yeah, I was doing 4, 5. Got one more to go.
Here's a question with Aspinall. What happens with Aspinall in the second round? You want to talk about a guy who sprints. I don't think anybody moves like that guy does. He beat everybody else's ass too. All the other heavyweights, ragdoll dudes way bigger than him. He's just a freak. And he is, again, the next the next advancement of the evolution of the sport.
How so?
Well, because he can do everything. That guy's got elite jiu-jitsu. He's got elite takedowns. His striking is outstanding. Like, I've seen a lot of heavyweight, even Francis, who's like the greatest, scariest power striker I've ever seen in the heavyweight division. No one's scarier than Francis. Francis does not move like Tom Aspinall. Tom Aspinall is significantly faster than every other heavyweight. That's a real problem. At a 250 plus pound frame, his movement's extraordinary. And that's something you have to deal with. Like, that is a crazy ability. Like, his ability to move, like the way he moves, is so much different than everybody else in the sport. He moves like a 175 pounder. He doesn't move like a 250 pound guy. Incredible stand up, knocks guys out with one punch, black belt in jiu-jitsu, really good wrestler, his everything, and he's young.
So what's your prediction if it happens?
It's hard to bet against John. It's hard to bet against John, but John's not a real heavyweight. Yeah. John could make light heavyweight 100%. He weighs 230 right now, maybe a little less than 230. There's no doubt in my mind that if John just changed his diet and went back, he hasn't put that much mass on.
Competitive fight, or do we just want John Jones back for a big fight? Because those are two different things.
That's exactly my point, right? I want the competitive fight. I think hardcore fans, but that goes exactly right into what I was saying, right? Do we want entertainment? Because what Alex and John is going to do is have a ridiculous build-up, right? Like, where everybody's going to be pumped. There's going to be people betting on Alex. There's going to be people, just like Conor going and fighting Floyd, right? There's going to be people like, oh yeah, Conor's got a chance. I think Alex has a better chance than Conor did against Floyd, by the way. But you get my point, right? Like, the matchup is literally the nightmare matchup for Alex Pereira. Like John is as big, probably bigger. I think probably a little bit bigger than Alex Pereira. A heavyweight, certainly bigger. A million times better wrestler. Like, there's no possible way in hell that Alex, his wrestling is to John Jones's level at this point. Even if John Jones is out doing cocaine for the last year and then just shows up and fights, John comes back, he has to fight Tom Aspinall. There's no other good fight to make. And again, but then you kind of get into the debate of, is this a sport or is it entertainment, right? Entertainment-wise, which I think we talked about a little bit about the White House card period. Is this going to be make the biggest fights you can, or make relevant fights? And if you're making the biggest fight you can, you go with Alex Pereira, John Jones, 100%. Especially if you're Dana and you trust that John Jones is going to make it there on time, or not go to jail in the meantime or anything, right? And but I think it's a no-brainer in terms of like the biggest fight that you could potentially make. I still think he should fight Tom Aspinall, though. I don't know which is really a bigger fight. You got to think, like, Alex, I know he's a bigger star, but John Jones is big enough to carry whatever fight that he comes back to. And if it's Tom Aspinall, he's fighting for the heavyweight title now, and that makes it as big of a fight as if he's fighting Alex Pereira just to be fighting Alex Pereira, I think.
What do you think about Aspinall and Ciryl Gane? Like, who do you think he will win Is the winner something that interests him?
Cara, ali é uma luta assim difícil, né? Mas, pô, ó, Tom Aspinall, campeão, vem mais confiante. Mas assim, eu vejo que ele lutou com atletas também assim, muito agressivo, entendeu? E ele tá levando a melhor ali, mas acho que o Ciryl Gane, ele é um cara assim mais, que movimenta mais. É um cara que não gosta de se expor, entendeu? Um pouco ali de medo e tal. Então, quando você tem um certo medo, um receio, você acaba não tomando muitos golpes. Então, pô, a gente vai ver. Vamos ver, porque de repente ele pode frustrar um pouco, né? O Tom Aspinall ali, de passa ali primeiro, segundo, terceiro round, vai levando pro final. A gente não sabe como que ele vai se comportar também.
It's a tough fight, you know. Tom is a complete fighter, but I do feel like he's fought a lot of aggressive guys, and I think Gane is a guy who's going to do a lot of movement. He's going to be a little more cautious and you know, just moving around a lot. It might frustrate Tom, you know. So first, second, third round, maybe Tom can't find Ciryl Gane. So I think it's going to be a different fight. We'll see.
Você acha que sua carreira vai terminar no semi-completo ou completo?
Bom, de verdade não dá para responder isso, né? Eu gostaria, né, de futuramente, né, porque meu peso vai subindo, né? Então não sei quanto tempo eu consigo fazer isso. 38 anos, não sei. Vou fazendo do jeito que eu tô fazendo, dando um passo de cada vez e a gente vai vendo o que acontece.
Would you like to finish your career light heavyweight or heavyweight? I really don't know. We'll have to see. You know, obviously my body gets heavier. I don't know how long I can cut to 205. So we're just going to have to see and take it fight by fight.
But that's only part of the plan. Aspinall believes a real battle will be decided on the ground. His jiu-jitsu and wrestling have been refined to razor-sharp precision. Every session is geared toward taking Gane down, dominating him with control, and breaking his will long before the final finish.
Ciryl tweeted that he thinks you should be careful what you wish for, and he'll see you in Paris. How do you think you match up against Ciryl?
I better be careful, apparently. I think I match up pretty well against him. I think I'm equally as fast as him. I move equally as well. The difference is I can grapple. I've got a lot of power. And I think that's pretty undeniable at this stage of my career. I've got a lot of knockouts on my record, mate. I have to touch you once, and I wasn't even throwing heavy tonight. I thought it was going to be a 5-rounder. I didn't mean to knock him out. I was pretty sure that was going to be a 5-round fight tonight, and just takes one shot, mate, at heavyweight, especially with me throwing him.
Of course, John Jones beat Ciryl Gane in quick fashion, took him down in the first round, submitted him with a front choke. But Ciryl Gane is the same as Tom Aspinall in terms of athletic ability. When I say that Tom Aspinall is a heavyweight George St. Pierre, that kind of goes to Ciryl Gane as well. The man's gigantic. He's very quick. He's agile. He's light on his feet. He could run any sport on the planet. And he's almost like George St. Pierre and Tom Aspinall in the fact that he's got all those athletic attributes and qualities, but he doesn't have the grappling. That's what cost him against John Jones, and that's probably what's going to cost him against Tom Aspinall. You never know, he could clip him. This is a dangerous fight. This is heavyweight MMA, but Tom Aspinall can grapple. We've seen him take people down. He's done jiu-jitsu since he was about 15 years old. His dad is going to be on his case, and that's an absolute fact, saying, hey, you're not messing with this guy. Take him down, show him what you can do, show the world your grappling capability. Remember, Ciryl Gane turned Francis Ngannou into a wrestler, okay? So he's a very, very credible threat on the feet. But of course, I do fancy Tom Aspinall to get the job done.
Finally, we're back after over a year hiatus. Ciryl finally signed on the dotted line. This is the 4th time we've been matched up together. And now we are matched up for the 25th of October, Abu Dhabi. Me and Ciryl. The 4th attempt is here, and this is Cyryl's 3rd title shot. We are going to try and get rid of Ciryl Gane from the title picture for good.
Tom Aspinall versus Ciryl Gane is official, and I cannot wait to see some of your reactions when Ciryl Gane gets a unanimous decision over Tom Aspinall. Now, that's not an official prediction from me, at least not yet, but I think some of you guys need to realize how close this fight really could be. I know the common expectation here is that Tom Aspinall is just going to walk through Ciryl Gane in the first round, whether by knockout or whether by grappling. Everybody thinks Tom Aspinall is going to make it look easy. But if that happens, I would be very, very surprised. Ciryl Gane is being underrated here. People are very down on Ciryl Gane right now, and understandably so. He got submitted in the very first round by Jon Jones, and also he didn't look great against Volkov. He won the decision, but a lot of people thought he lost. I'm telling you guys right now, in a 5-round fight, if Ciryl Gane could avoid the big shot, I actually think he has a really, really solid chance of winning. People say Tom Aspinall is the most agile heavyweight of all time, but don't forget, before Tom Aspinall, everybody was saying that about Ciryl Gane. And in my opinion, Ciryl Gane beat Francis Ngannou on the scorecards, and some people would argue Francis Ngannou at that time was the greatest heavyweight we had ever seen. So I am going to withhold from making an official prediction right now, but do not be surprised if I end up picking Ciryl Gane over Tom Aspinall, and do not be surprised if it happens.
I think Ciryl Gane will beat Aspinall.
Serious?
Yeah, I think he'll do it. Firstly, I think Aspinall will go into the fight emotional. I think he'll be irritated by the fact that it's been a year out.
He doesn't see bro.
I think though he's gonna look at Gane and think, all right, Jones beat you in a round. I'm gonna do worse to you. And I think he's not gonna take Gane as seriously as you should have. And listen, but we don't know what Aspinall is like in that third, that fourth, that fifth. If you can survive that first and second, Aspinall's the favorite. But Gane is not a scrub on the feet. Gane's still technically kickboxing range. He's a better striker. Aspinall packs a punch. He's the heavier puncher. He's got the heavier hands. Boxing wise, he's probably a better boxer as well.
Speed, bro.
But Gane is quick, bro.
Yeah.
Gane is not slow. And Gane's kicks and his range and his striking defense is still elite. But when you can't land clean on Gane. You can't land clean on Gane.
You've also landed clean on Gane, bro.
Okay, that was just that one.
Cool. No, but listen, from our perspective, that's what happened genuinely.
Oh, listen, I swear to God, I'm the agent. And I was asking a journalist from Arena 1 year, talk with Enter, talk with Dana. Never there has mentioned your name or any fan before Manchester. That's the first time July.
But you have to understand, for us, they did mention Cyryl's name before. Maybe not to you, but to us. No. Mention is like, do you want to fight him? They never even mentioned to me, I swear. Like, I can talk with any one of them. I believe
so Ciryl was like, this is, I don't understand because this guy looks so cool with me.
I'm only saying
I don't understand what's
but from my perspective, it's the truth. From your perspective, it might be different.
Okay.
But I'm just saying my truth. I would never make it up and be like, oh, he's a pussy or whatever. I wouldn't do that. I'm saying the truth from our perspective.
Now it makes sense for
of course. I'm never going to start making up some lies. But from our perspective, we got offered it before Manchester, and then again in Manchester, and that's what I know.
Don't worry about it. This is like you like to fight.
Yeah,
I mean,
we love it. We're going to fight, and it's going to be good.
I told you
Cyryl's a good guy. I wouldn't say it for no reason. We're here to fight, man. We're going to fight, and it's going to be good. But I didn't want you thinking like I just made it up to say something to the media or make it out like you guys look bad. That's genuinely what happened for us. So we're just saying the truth.
I believe you guys.
You're telling
joking.
I got sore neck, tattoos. I got a tattoo.
They are well aware that Gane isn't comfortable in grappling exchanges, and that's exactly the weapon Aspinall plans to exploit. He's been drilling transitional takedowns, perfecting his ground and pound, and chaining submissions together, all designed to expose Gane's greatest weakness. But it's not just the technical side that's being sharpened. The mental warfare in Aspinall's camp is just as intense. He's been analyzing Gane's past fights, from Jon Jones and Ngannou, studying every mistake and building the perfect game plan to dismantle him. Coaches describe Tom as completely obsessed. He's been sparring with heavier training partners, pushing through pain, and training with a fire that feels deeply personal. Aspinall has spoken openly about his frustration with delays, setbacks, and the politics that have clouded the heavyweight division. And now, he's ready to take it all out in the Octagon.
You know, there's the guys who I've trained with from my experience who in the gym are absolute killers, absolute world beaters, and they'll get in a fight and they'll just freeze up and it doesn't work like it does in the gym. They fight way worse. And there's other guys like myself, anytime there's pressure on me, that's when I've done my most devastating performances. Oh, talk's just talk to me, right? It doesn't matter. Like, at the end of the day, we're both going to take our shirts off, get a pair of gloves on, and go in there and see who wins on October 25th. So it's not really going to change anything, to be honest.
Any tips? Any tips? Give me some body sparring. Get some body sparring.
Yeah.
Give me some advice, man. Give me some advice.
Any tips? Go to the wall. Go to the wall. Stay here. Not too much.
I think she'll stay here. Go to the wall.
Don't know what his aspirations are. He might really want to be an actor. So he's thinking, oh, fuck this MMA stuff. I'm going to go and be the French Arnold Schwarzenegger here. Like, I'm going to crack on with that. So fair play to Ciryl, though. Good luck to him. I've got nothing against Ciryl. He's had a few opportunities to fight me, and he's turned it down. That's the facts of it. I'm not saying he's ducking me or he's not ducking me. Right now, he's being an actor, and I wish him all the best in that.
Now, all that frustration and drive are ready to be unleashed on Ciryl Gane. But what makes Tom Aspinall truly dangerous isn't just his skill, it's his composure. He never overreaches, never loses control. He's one of the most precise and cold-blooded finishers in the sport. When he senses weakness, the fight is already over. As the countdown to UFC 321 continues, the MMA world can feel the tension building. Something massive is on the horizon. Even Joe Rogan and Daniel Cormier have praised Aspinall's fight IQ, calling him possibly the most complete heavyweight the UFC has ever seen. And if everything comes together as planned in this camp, Tom Aspinall won't just defeat Ciryl Gane, he'll send a statement to the entire heavyweight division. The era of Tom Aspinall is only just beginning.